Welcome to Life Soundtrack with Souls and Mimi. Let's tune in. What's good, YouTube? What's good, YouTube?
I'm over here jamming. I'm like,
yeah, Souls and Mimi have made their way back.
We back.
Wednesdays, Music Wednesdays here at Life Soundtrack with Souls and Mimi. As you can see, we got a good one for y'all today. This is again, this channel and this night is all about the feels, all about how music has blended into our lives and how it makes us talk more, make us express more. I think we're going to continue to learn more about each other because I only know Mimi from YouTube, y'all. She only knows me from YouTube. So, like, we're learning each other as we go. Shout out to everybody already in the chat. He said, what's up, Souls and Mimi? What's up, Sko? What's up, Chanel in the building? Yes, ma'am. Welcome in, Jen. Jen said, been waiting on this one. Yeah. Everybody waiting on it. So, how if y'all don't know, you can spontaneously see Mimi on Monday nights.
Spontaneously.
So she might give you a few weeks in a row, and then
until they kick me off. Sometimes I crash out, and then But this is I'm gonna call this my peaceful place.
Okay, and that's what we're here for, y'all.
My peaceful place.
Yeah, on Wednesday, this way back Wednesday, man. Me and Mimi trying to give y'all something different outside of the drama, the beat that you hear pretty much Monday through Sunday.
Right.
So we all know what's going on in the street. Chanel said we saved her. She said 20 minutes till I clock out. Hey, that's what we here for.
Love it.
So as promised, last week we ended on Purple Rain.
Yes, we did.
It wasn't the full rendition of Purple Rain. We didn't get
so disappointed.
So we're gonna actually play the whole official video today. We're gonna open up that way. So we do have our one and only Prince is gonna give us Purple Rain. Y'all tune in. We are going to have our banner strolling at the bottom for our live show for the Raw Society Coalition in Chicago. But y'all tune in. We're going to play this for 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Make sure y'all share this with a friend while you're listening. And then Mimi is going to give y'all a nice breakdown of Purple Rain. And then we're going to go into our segments of the night. Her song, then my song. So hopefully y'all tune in. Let's get it. Sing, Mimi.
Stop, girl. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I never meant to call you when it's sorrow. I never meant to call you when it's pain. I'm the one who wants to have you laughing. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see you playing in the purple rain. I never want to be your weekend lover. I don't want to be some kind of friend. Hey. Baby, I can never steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship reach out for something new. That means you too. You say you want to lead them, but you can't seem to make up your mind. I think you better close. Let me guide you to the purple rain. Purple rain. Purple rain. Purple rain. Purple rain. No, them things are up here. Come on, raise your hand. Purple rain. Purple rain.
Ooh, Lord. That's that panty dropper right there.
All right, we have
Woo!
Purple Rain there. If we get it to a 1K views, y'all, we will get Mimi to sing live. We will get Mimi.
I don't remember agreeing to that, but okay.
A question before you kind of unpack Purple Rain. This is a question for you and the chat. Do you guys think that if Prince was still alive, he would have been relevant today?
Oh my God, yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
What
Well,
you think
first
he
of
was-
all, let me tell you why he would be relevant right now. Because he's from Minnesota. Okay. That's where he's originally from. Minneapolis, I think, originally from Minnesota. He would probably have a lot to say about what's going on in Minnesota right now. So
Mhm.
politically, And another thing about Prince was he was he was very much an activist when it came to his music. Remember he was Prince and the Revolution, and then he became like an actual like sign. He wasn't he checked because the record companies were trying to take his music and his name. So he was just always very controversial when it came to politics and things of that nature. So I think he would definitely be relevant at this. And he's iconic. Like I think he would still be making music too. Absolutely.
Do
I
you
do.
think he would have evolved with the times of music, or do you think he would have stayed in his own creative lane?
He absolutely would have done both. Like one thing people don't know about Prince is that Prince, he wrote all of his music, he arranged all of his music. He evolved over time, but he still had a classic sound, right? So I don't know. I definitely think he would still be relevant for sure. He'd have his own sound, but it would still be the classic sound, Prince sound. You know a Prince song when it comes on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We good, Sco. Yeah, they you can still catch it on the horizontal. Like I said, Wednesday nights, we understand we're gonna have copyrights. We okay with that.
Yeah.
We just trying to get y'all a good feel. Sco, it should come back up in about a couple minutes. See if you can refresh. Just let us know in the chat. We appreciate everybody with the feedback. I wonder where he would fall.
Oh, I don't know. Like what genre would he fall
Yeah,
under? That's an interesting question. I don't know. Hmm.
welcome
Because
in.
he has a rock feel. He definitely
Yeah.
has a rock and roll feel, you know, but
Mm.
he's still R&B, and he still has that, I don't know. He'd probably be doing something a little different by now. Let's see. When did he die? It wasn't that long ago. It was right around before 2020, a little bit before that, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, it was horrible. I remember that day. There are a very few times in my life where I actually cried when a
Mhm.
celebrity passed away. Biggie and Tupac was two of the others, but Prince was one for sure. When he died, I shed real tears. I was like, no, we lost one for real. But yeah, this song meant a lot to me growing up. Um, and it's one of those songs that, again, and I think, we listen to it as an adult and it changes
Yeah.
completely when it comes to what it meant and everything. So Purple Rain, it's it's a very emotional song, but if we go back to like some of the history of it,
Yeah.
um this song was built on like a live performance that happened back in 1983. Now, for history, I was born in 1981. So, I when this song came out, it wasn't like I was jamming to it. Um, it was after the fact, but it was played in a live. It was a benefit concert that it
Yes.
actually was played in Minneapolis, as a matter of fact. So, um, and the crazy thing about it is when Prince wrote this song, he didn't have the lyrics to it. He actually asked Stevie Nicks to write the lyrics to the song. And we're back up, as a matter of fact, on
Thank
the yeah, we're back up. I see
Thank
it. So he asked Stevie Nicks to write it, and and if you don't know who Stevie Nicks is, I mean, I'm gonna need y'all. I don't know. Look, we need a little bit of history in here, okay? Stevie Nicks was part of Fleetwood Mac,
Okay.
and huge, band. And for Stevie Nicks told him, I'm sorry, this song overwhelms me. I can't come up with anything for it. Like, so he ended up creating the lyrics for it himself. So this song, as big as it was, it only made it to number 2 on the
Mhm.
Billboard charts, and that's only because there was a song out by Wham. I can't remember the name of the song. Maybe it was Careless Whisper, I think. I'm not sure. Number 1 at the time. So, but he did actually win an Oscar for this song because it was the soundtrack to the movie Purple Rain. And if you've never seen the movie Purple Rain. You absolutely need to go and see that. It's a classic for
I have a
sure.
question for you though, Mimi. Outside of music,
Uh-huh.
I want to see where your take is going to be with this. If Prince was still here, will we have a different view on masculinity?
Listen, Prince to me is the ultimate what we would call today non-binary, almost kind of like, like he was very masculine in his own way, but he also had no problems showing his feminine side. But I think that artists of that time were, especially the 80s, that's what it was. Like you had rock bands that wore makeup. Like if you look at Kiss, Kiss wore full makeup. A lot of these Metallica bands and things of that nature, these rock bands and metal bands, they wore eyeliner, eyeshadow, they would wear lipsticks and things to make so that I think it would that of that time there was a lot of people wearing makeup and everything, but Prince was very masculine to me, but he also had his feminine ways. Like, I mean, look at that shirt for God's sake. And that shirt is very if you don't know,
Blouse. Yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't know about that damn shirt, it's iconic, right? Iconic. He that puffy white shirt. If you let me see, Dave Chappelle did a
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing
yeah.
where he was wearing it because he said
Shirts and
what's his name
blouses.
said he played basketball with
Yeah,
Prince. Prince he could play basketball, right?
yeah,
So, I think it was just the times. As Prince evolved over the years, I feel like a lot of that went away. It wasn't as prevalent because the 80s that was just the 80s. Like
yeah.
if you remember the 80s, I mean, like I said, I was born in 81, so I was a kid, but I remember it was very flamboyant time. Like girls had their hair like puffy and these big bangs, and then we had Madonna and Cyndi Lauper and things of that nature. So I don't know. I think Prince will always be looked at as a man who, because he can hit those high notes,
Yeah.
really high notes, and he gave a lot of Michael Jackson-esque kind of sounds and things of that nature. So yeah, I think that he would fall under one of those categories of people would say that he quite possibly could have been non-binary if they I don't think he slept with men though. I don't think that was a thing for him. He got all the ladies. Don't
Oh
get
yeah,
it
yeah,
twisted.
yeah. I just wonder because you had, I mean, you had Prince, you had a lot of people. You had what's our boy name? Al Green had his own style. He wore
Yeah.
some tight suits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were
But
some.
that was the look back then,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I think the times change, but people and if you really go back in history, a lot of these musicians were undercover. I mean, I was watching another podcast and we're talking last night about how um uh Luther Vandross and had a thing with Hulk Hogan. I was like, what? That was his fave, and I was like, "Wait, we all knew Luther was gay." You know what I mean? But Hulk Hogan? What? It's a whole video. It's a whole
yeah,
video, okay?
y'all funny.
Yeah,
Everybody funny. I just wonder though, because because Prince, people have so much respect for Prince.
right.
So
Absolutely.
I think respect goes a long way, and I think respect eventually can tilt the it can tilt the scale a little bit for depending
Yeah,
on how you look at
but
things.
I think Prince is so thank you, Nano. I think Prince is so iconic that no one would care. Like I think Prince could come there like a in these days and times, like a video would come out, like a sex tape of him with a man, and no one would even care. They would be like, so what? Purple rain, and they'd be singing it in the rain, like no one would care. So honestly, he overshadows anything that he does privately.
Who was
But
bigger, him or MJ?
I mean, Michael Jackson is worldwide known. Like you see people that can't even speak English in Japan, like fangirling out and
Yeah, yeah.
singing all of his music. So I think Michael Jackson will always be number one, worldwide known. Everyone knows him. But Prince had he had his runs too, and he had his people for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I know women right now in their 50s and 60s, you turn on a Purple Rain song and they just gonna fall out just like oh my God, I just love him, you know. So versus Michael, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
But Michael also had a longer run. Michael started when he was 5 years old. You know, Prince, not, you know, he came out in I think his first album came out in 78 or 79. This one came out in 79, like the album.
Yeah.
1980, 79.
Okay.
His first album did around that time. So, you know, he wasn't here as long. So, and Michael Jackson absolutely changed his from, you know, tweedledee to, you know, Man in the Mirror, and then, you know, all that. So he completely changed his genre of music. So
you got a real fan in here tonight, Mimi.
I see. Thank you.
Mimi said that's natural. That ain't no makeup.
It's all natural.
So tonight, y'all, I think we got a good one. I never heard of this artist. Never heard of it.
I cannot believe this. I really honestly I didn't think I was gonna. I thought this was a no-brainer. Like everybody had heard this artist.
I didn't play it. So
right,
maybe
and I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you did it.
I want to come into this with an open mind. I want to hear it. I want to listen. I want to hear what your thoughts is about it. If y'all are in the chat, know what this song is. This is Christopher Cross, Selling. So this is gonna be my first time. Might not be my first time hearing it, but it's gonna be my first time knowing what I'm hearing, if that makes sense.
All right.
See, he said, "Who is it?" Yeah. So
good. I'm glad.
Well, this ain't considered yacht music, is it?
It is considered yacht rock.
But
I will tell it's yacht rock. But I will tell you this: it is also has been remade by several R&B artists. Okay, so. I'm glad y'all haven't heard it.
Yeah, he said, "What haven't heard?" Okay, yeah, Jen know it. So okay, hit that like button. Appreciate you, Rain. We're gonna get this going. This is Christopher Cross, guys. Here we go.
Well, it's not far down to paradise. At least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away and find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. It's not far to Never Land. Reason to pretend. And if the wind is right, you can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it. Just a dream of the wind that carries me. Soon I will be free. Fantasy, think it's the best of me when I'm sailing. All caught up in the reverie. Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me? Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it. Dream of the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free.
Check out the breakdown.
Well, it's not far back, Santa. At least it's not home. If the wind is right, you can sail away, find serenity. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just to wait and see. Then you believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always needed to be. Dream the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free.
This is a classic. You hear me? Classic song.
The first question I'm going to ask you before you break down the song:
Okay.
did this actually have to do with selling back then?
So this song actually did have to do because it was on
Okay, I know
the about
sometimes.
it's
Okay.
about him being on a peaceful boat ride, right? But there's obviously a story behind it, right?
Mhm.
So it's one of those songs, it just sounds like a gentle ocean breeze, and it makes you feel like about escape and peace and the kind of freedom that you really can't buy, right? So this is, I told you I ride motorcycles. This
Mhm.
is one of the songs when I'm like on a long ride and it's like real peaceful. I just play it because I always feel like when I'm on my motorcycle I'm like sailing. And this song, every time I hear it, his voice is so pure. His voice is so crisp. And one of the things that I remember as a kid, if you Google any of the albums that he had,
Mhm.
he never put his face on the albums. This actual
Okay.
album had like a swan as the album cover, or like a pink swan. Now this particular song, the song also has an album because back then the records were different.
Yeah.
But the album, Christopher Cross, until I was an adult human being with an internet connection and a computer, I never knew what this man looked like. And the reason was he was not a very handsome man, okay?
Mhm.
And he was kind of overweight, not, not marketable as
Okay.
as they would say. So instead of putting his face on the albums, they put, a pink swan, for God's sake. That's what this album cover was. And I remember because we had records back then, for those of young people who don't know what those are, those big round things. We had records and my dad would, pull this out and play it. And there's some other bangers on the, yacht rock bangers, if you want to call them bangers, okay? Like Think of Laura, you may have never heard that song. That's a beautiful song that he wrote. And he actually used what is that auto tune kind of, oh no, not the, what is the one that that kind of sounds computerized, like,
But
remember,
you right, auto tune.
it wasn't auto tune, it was like,
And they
do you
put it in
remember the
the
song
tube.
Computer
Oh
Love?
yeah.
And what rap they used like a synth. It was like where you played the piano and it would sound like your voice. Anyway, he was one of the first people to use that on a yacht rock type of song. But his music, it is yacht rock, but that really struck me because when I became an adult and realized the reason why they didn't put him on the records, it kind of made me sad, and I related to it because you probably can't tell now because I'm so stunning and gorgeous as a blossomed adult. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
But
that's
when I was
when
the synthesizer, yes. When I was a kid, I was overweight. I was a fat kid. I had big insecurities. I actually could sang and was in the band and played music and all of that stuff. And I didn't want to be seen either. And so it was something that stuck out to me when I became an adult and I realized why he was never on the album covers. It was kind of weird to me, but now I know why, obviously. So that cover art thing, it's definitely a childhood memory. Every time I hear this song, I see that pink flamingo. It was a flamingo. That's what it was.
Okay.
It was a flamingo, not a swan. What the hell am I talking about? So anyway, great artist. Definitely check him out. This song was remade by Avant. If you want to hear an R&B smooth version of it, yes.
Maybe that'll be part of Mimi's moment tonight.
Well, I thought about that too. I said he's gonna throw that on me again.
Yeah.
But I do have another song because I was like, if it wasn't this song, I was gonna choose another one because I was trying to take it back to stuff songs that really, really made me,
Yeah.
think about it. So the first time I heard this song, my first listen feel is that this song feels like a huge exhale, like the world finally shuts down and shuts up for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and it's soft, it's calm, it's like the ride home with the window down, kind of peace, no drama, just floating, just sailing, smooth sailing. That is when I hear this song, or the first time I heard it as a kid, but this was all very popular type of music back then, in the 80s. We call it yacht rock now, but it was just soft rock. It was just, that was the genre that was very popular at the time. And, I've said this before. I think I said it last week that my father was very, very a musician, an opera singer. I may have mentioned that, that he was in the military. And that's what, when you have a job in the military, my dad's job was to sing. He was in the military traveling band.
Oh, okay.
So he traveled all over the world singing for, presidents and kings and all these different, all over the world for the United States. So music was a big part of my life. So it's just one of those songs that just reminds me of sitting on the floor while my dad's playing records and just singing it, because he had a beautiful voice. He has a beautiful voice. And so, it brings back lots of memories. Definitely one that's part of my life soundtrack for sure.
It's funny because now this is my first time listening to it. And my first thoughts, I was trying to figure out because back then they used to talk about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But they used to analyze.
Analyze.
There
you go.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they used to say one thing,
Mm-hmm.
selling could have mean another thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to think into was he really talking about selling? Like that was that really?
Well, he actually owned boats and things of that nature. So from I did a little research on it, but I also was such a huge fan of his. He's still to this day, he's lost the weight.
Oh, okay.
He lost all that weight, and he actually performs this song live. All of that, what you hear is live, that's actual instruments. He arranged everything. So when you hear it on stage, it sounds exactly the same. It's, it's a great song. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what line or verse hits the hardest and why?
So the line that always hits me, and it's that chorus when he's like, sailing takes me away, because if it's not, that part is not really about a boat for me. It's about getting away from the noise and, from pressure, from whatever's heavy on your mind for the day, it's about choosing peace, right? Instead of performing like you do at work all day long. And it's kind of like the song you had last week. It's just kind of that song that just makes you feel peaceful, like on your drive home with your mom. This is like one of those songs that you could definitely turn on and just unwind to. So sailing takes me away, like being on my motorcycle brings me peace. I'm so at peace when I'm on that bike, and and I'm just going, you have to be careful, obviously, because people will run you over. But when you're on that open road, it's just it's kind of like, for me, it's like being on a boat. That's my boat. So it brings you peace and takes you away from the everyday heaviness of life and all of this mess that's going on in the world right now, this is a song that'll take you out of it, like take you completely out of it.
What stood out to me is when he compared it to, he said a line where it was in the nature of, "This is exactly what I thought it would be like."
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
because a lot
Yeah.
of times in life we have these thoughts of like, oh, when I get here, or when I make it there, or when this happens for me, and it never really lives up to what you thought it was going to be. But
Right.
in that song, you can hear that he kept repeating that
Mhm.
it took him away and it put him exactly where he
He
wanted to be.
said he said, "Takes me away to where I've always heard it could be.
Yes,
Just the dream and the wind to carry me, and soon I will be free." You
yes.
know, that's beautiful lyrics. It really, the lyrics were beautiful. And that's something I think about whenever I'm, trying to choose songs for this show. I'm like, I don't want to just pull up some song that's just like, oh, they're talking about a breakup, or they're talking
Yeah,
about a person. Yeah, I really like lyrics that can have different meanings for different people, but you know, that that are beautiful. It almost sounds like like you could read this and it sounds like
yeah,
poetry.
yeah.
It's not, the music of today that we hear that's just, so blah, you know. But I love this song.
So how
So,
does this song connect to your life, past or present?
well, when I was, because this song did come out, in the 80s, but I was about 8 or 9 when I probably first heard it, and it was one of my dad's favorite artists.
Okay.
So I remember something so specific, like this record didn't have a face, and I didn't understand why. So again, like I said earlier, that personal connection, of me having those insecurities and growing up overweight. And I didn't look at him as I didn't look at him like, oh my God, he's so fine. I didn't care about what he looked like. That personal connection, like a lot of times, especially okay, so let me go a little deeper with it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like for me, I think a lot of times we look at people and we prejudge them, right? It's natural, it's normal. I've been on panels before where I speak, I say things, and then I have my own personal feelings about a certain subject, and immediately, and this is almost always immediately, people say, "Oh, well, you can say that because you're white presenting," or "You
Mm,
can say that because," you don't sound like you're white. You sound like you're black." And I'm like, close your eyes and just listen to what I'm saying.
yes.
Don't look at my face. A lot of times if this was a podcast where you couldn't see me, you
Yes.
probably would envision someone totally different, and that's fine. But I hate that. I really hate that, because my music, like I said before, my music crates are very deep, and it has nothing to do with race or nothing to do with anyone's background at all. It's just the music. And with him, my personal connection is that, like I said, I never knew all these years until I became a full grown ass adult with the internet to Google stuff and MTV to, probably show a video, which his videos didn't show him either.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So I didn't care. It didn't matter. Like to me, it was just like, this music is so beautiful. And so I often, relate when it comes to a personal connection. I feel that way. I feel like people prejudge others, right?
Hold on.
And hey Slimmy.
I was wondering, is this the real Slimmy? We got
Yes, that's
Slimmy. What's up, Slimmy? He said,
not how
wondering-
this white
Yeah.
woman know about Prince. Okay.
Okay, appreciate
I know a
man,
lot
shout out to
about it.
Slimmy, man. Shout out to Slimmy, man.
Hey Slimmy, thank you for
Yeah.
the super chat.
Welcome in the building.
Me and Slimmy have had a couple conversations about music in the background too. So you'll have to come back and
Come
check
up.
it out.
You're welcome to come up, man. You're welcome to come up. We
Yeah.
do this every Wednesday night. Every Wednesday night. We ain't worried about no monetization, no copyright. We here to talk about lyrics, break down music. So let us know if you want to come up, Slimmy. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. That's dope.
And
Right
that's cool. He said he always wanted to dissect
there.
song lyrics. You ought to come up with us. That would be
Yeah,
that
come
would be
on up.
dope.
Come on. Up.
But yeah, so I definitely feel from a personal aspect, I feel like music is that equalizer, right? Like
Mhm.
that universal equalizer. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's Slimmy. It's the real
No,
Slimmy.
everybody like, is that Slimmy?
Yeah, he probably
What?
saw my because we follow each other. You know, we're on
Sure.
I'm on the panel on
I'm
Monday nights. so-
I'm beefing with Slimmy though. I'm beefing with Slimmy.
No, don't be for Slimmy.
Yeah, Slimmy supposed to have sent me a hat. He ain't never sent me my hat. We connected on IG. Yeah, he supposed to got my hat. Slimmy, I need my hat. He says, for sure, fam. I'll be
Let me, that
He
would
said
be
he'll be there
cool.
next
That
week.
would be really cool because Slimmy does a little music stuff too. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
So that would be cool to have Slimmy, you know what I'm saying, kind of
Yeah.
pop in every now and then too and give
We'll get
some
that- We'll
breakdown.
get that connected. Slimmy, I'll make sure Mimi get you the link. She got the link for the backstage. So
Yeah,
you
I'll
know,
hit him up. I'll definitely send it to him.
get this, boy.
Yeah, but this song, there's a lot of artists that I feel that way about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists, for instance, like Michael McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who that is?
I do not. I'm here to educate me. Educate me.
You know him if you hear his voice. Michael McDonald, right? So Michael McDonald was in the Doobie Brothers. Do you know who the Doobie Brothers
I know who the Doobie
Okay.
Brothers.
When you hear Michael McDonald sing, you would swear he was the most soulful black man you've ever heard. And that man is white. Okay. White. And I love his music. I love him as a solo artist. But anyway, again, my personal connection is that this song, like I said, music is the great equalizer. Like no one, if when you listen to music, you don't know whether it's a white man, black man, woman, whatever. And I love that about this song is that his voice is so pure, it's so beautiful, and you would have no idea what that man looks like, and it doesn't matter.
You know who I thought about when you was doing that breakdown?
Mm-hmm.
Was The Dream.
Dream, yes,
because nobody knew who The Dream. He was making all this beautiful music, you know what I mean? He was writing for everybody, and like nobody never knew who this guy was. And then when he finally came out with his album, which his first album was dope. His first album was dope. And I always think about that when you think about artists. Think about Kelly Price. Wrote for a lot of great people. Like there's so many people who like put the pen to pad. And nobody never knew that was the person writing for.
And when he put his album out, he had already written for so many people, right? Stuff like what? Who did I say something about little music? Did I say that?
You probably just talking. It's just
no. No, I ain't mean that. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue. Check me though. My bad. When he must be talking about when I said Slimmy do a little music.
Okay.
Yes, no, Slimmy being I've checked out some of his stuff. He have some music stuff. So yeah. Nah, he first of all, I have to troll Slimmy a little bit because he calls me big forehead Mimi. He trolls me. He says I have a big forehead. I have a 4-finger forehead. Okay, it's not extra large. All right, so we're not going there.
We won't judge.
Me and Slimmy be going back and forth. Nah. I mean, I ain't mean nothing by that. But no, he definitely does some stuff behind the scenes with music and stuff. So yeah.
So with that being said, that was a great segue too. We need to talk. We're gonna evolve the show, y'all, because I think topics like that too. I don't know how we can put that in there, but talking about like the perception that we receive or the first thing that comes to our mind when we hear a person or that person got to be black. You see, like, it's very unique. We're gonna keep this up, guys. Y'all, I tried to contact Mimi, y'all, but she got 13 phones.
And I do, like for real. Look.
Like I text, I was like, "Hey, we gotta make sure we. Hey, look at Ed. She got one that's watching her right now. So
yeah,
like So
For
we
real.
are gonna keep building the show, y'all. We just gotta let y'all know what's going on.
Who knows what it'll be in 6
Yes,
weeks?
yes.
I mean, ain't no telling.
So what's your takeaway or your lesson you walk away with after reflecting on it?
So my takeaway, like for this song, you don't need to have a yacht, right, to relate to this song. It is yacht rock, right? But you just kind of need a moment in life where you just, everybody has that, right? A moment in life you just want to be free from people's opinions, free from your own insecurities, free from noise. Like this song just reminds me that peace is allowed. And like it's like, take your time, have peace, rest is allowed. And that's the strongest thing that you can do is sometimes it's to stop trying to be seen, right? And let yourself be okay with who you are, what you look like, whatever is going on. Like that's where I again, this song, when it takes it back to that personal connection for me, the takeaway of it. As an adult, now when I was a kid, it was just my dad's favorite song, and I love to hear it. And to me, I'm a huge fan of string instruments.
Okay.
From guitars to violin, all of that. And if you listen to the very beginning, the opening of it is it just brings you in. It was like the string sound. It brings you in so gently. And then next thing you know, you're just sailing. You know what I'm saying? So
we might you brought up a name, man. You got a name.
I did.
You might hopefully that's in Mimi's moments tonight. I don't know, y'all.
Oh, listen, I got a song for you if you want to hear some Michael McDonald for real.
Everybody, hey, it pushed the button. I want to hear it now.
I might have to choose my favorite Michael McDonald song for tonight. But yeah, Michael McDonald is a legend from Doobie Brothers when he was in a group. And if you know exactly who, I'm telling you, Souls, you know exactly who he is. You just don't know his name. And of course the Doobie Brothers is classic, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll do some Michael McDonald song. I'll give you one to throw in there tonight.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's my takeaway. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be yourself, slow down, it just reminds me of that we're all allowed to have peace, and we all should take time to have peace.
Shout out to Miss Gwendolyn in the building. She said am I the only person who don't know? Hey,
you do. I promise you do. You just don't. You just don't recall. You don't know his name.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever seen the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember when they were in the Best Buy and he was playing in the background?
That's his song.
That's Michael McDonald when they were like.
When he was looking at the TVs.
The TVs, every TV was playing Michael McDonald in the back because he's that classic. Yeah.
Okay. My lesson to take away from this actually just came from Mimi, man. I think a lot of times we do judge a book by its cover. A lot of times we walk away with things, or sometimes we won't pick up something.
Right.
That's one of the things I've been trying to make myself do more often. Is like, this is going to now allow me to explore Christopher Cross. I'm now going to explore Michael McDonald. So, because I love getting new music. I love hearing new music, man. I'm gonna put my daughter on it for sure because she loves especially older music. So, shout out to Mimi, man. It seems like everybody in the building know who this is. So we gonna know who
put you on. I'm gonna put you on. Trust me.
He said, Slimmy said, conversation with Ray facts. Yeah. Everybody. Okay. Hey, Mimi. I think y'all picking Mimi's moment tonight. I think
I guess so.
I
got you though. I got you.
So my song is for the men tonight, man. My song is for the men. I don't know. It might not relate to every man, but my song is for the men tonight. I don't know if y'all heard "To Be a Man" by Dax and Darius Rucker.
I love Darius Rucker.
See, I'm a Hootie and the Blowfish fan. So
Hootie and the Blowfish. I love Hootie. Well,
and for me, see, I grew up in a southern town. I was the only black dude on my little league football team, all the way from like 5th grade to 8th grade. So I grew up with a lot of white boys, big trucks. You know what I mean? Like that's
relate.
What I was wearing, skinny jeans and Birkenstocks. You know what I mean? Like we were, it was the thing back then. You wear your little small shirts in school and all that. So Darius Rucker, I loved him. He was like the first thing that kind of looked like what I thought. Oh, this is what a black country, and he wasn't really country at first. So
I
like,
believe he's from Georgia.
yeah, I want to say either Georgia or Alabama.
I'm not 100% sure, but they love him here.
Slimmy said, I keep forgetting before most people don't even realize he's a white man, though. Yeah.
So soulful. We
Uh,
got you. We're gonna put you on. We're gonna play it tonight.
He said, "Oh, childhood, yeah, childhood music. That's what we need to do one night. We need to start doing themes too.
Yeah, 100%.
We just got to get Mimi to respond, y'all. We'll get all this together for y'all in just a second.
Don't call me out like that.
No, so this is Dax and Darius Rucker, To Be a Man. So here we go.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
Being a man is what you make it. You can't always live up to expectations. You try to please everybody while you struggle, so you fake it and end up out of balance, compromising situations. As a good man, do what he should, man. I give everything he has and do everything he could, man. You might find yourself feeling all alone inside a house you built that you don't recognize as home. And that's what my daddy told me, and I'll tell my son the same. Now that I'm older, I relate and I actually feel his pain. He never cried, he might have lied, but he did not complain. And he said, son, one day you'll have to do the same. I'll get emotional when I stop and think and I look around. Beyond the county lines of my small town, I think about all the men out there who feel like I do now, who are screaming on the inside but won't ever make a sound.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health, then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man, you provide. They don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and you don't care about what we know. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home. That home. That home. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home.
Definitely for the men.
Yeah.
And some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's Darius Rucker and Dax, man. For y'all who don't know, Dax is he's not really a country. He's a Christian kind of rapper or artist. But he sings a lot about his addiction. He had an alcohol addiction. So he went viral about just a lot of songs he made in the booth when he used to be like intoxicated in the fight he went through. But Darius Rucker jumped on this track, and I think Darius Rucker just gave it another feel and a different feel, in my opinion, to the original version. But you know, The first question of the night is, what did the song make you feel immediate when you first listened? So this song actually came out during COVID. Um, this was one of the times where I think a lot of people were dealing with isolation. I think a lot of people were dealing with things that kind of came to the forefront. And I only could speak for from my standpoint as a man. The first thing that I thought, this was like a confession booth.
Yeah.
This was an opportunity for men to literally, and I took notes tonight for my music because last week Mimi got me, y'all. Mimi was on that thing, so I said I got to take notes today on my song. You know what I mean? No, I love it. I love it. So I said, I got to come with some, but it was like a confession booth, man. It was like
Yeah.
between strength and emotional exhaustion. I think a lot of times we hear it all the time, right? When people are like trying to debate in these drama settings, but like men do go through a lot. We do hold in a lot of things that ends up taking us over in the future if we don't get some handle on it. So the immediate thing I thought was like, man, this is a confession booth. Like
Yeah.
as a man, I know for myself, this is what the Life soundtrack is all about. I worked mental health for 15 years. That's what my specialty was. That's what I did for the last 15 years of my military career. That's where I got my education in. I was a substance abuse counselor for over 15 years. So for me, the first time I ever stepped into to do mental health was in 2018 and 19. And this was before COVID. And as y'all know, last week I talked about my mom, but my mom passed in 2008 very unexpectedly. So I went through life in a lot of like ups and downs that I kind of just survived. And I remember my therapist, shout out to my therapist, man. She was super dope, man. Kind of goes back to what Mimi said earlier. You can't judge a book by its cover. It was an old white woman. And this is why I always tell people, you can't just say I need somebody to look like me so they can associate with me. Like this was an old white woman, man. I'm talking, she had to be in her 60s, live life in a totally different time as me. But man, we related so well. And the first thing she told me after my first session was, I'm surprised you haven't killed yourself.
Mm. Mm.
Like that's how
deep,
like,
Narth.
yeah, like it was crazy to like hear somebody literally tell me like, because a lot of things happen in your life, right? We don't really know that we put ourselves in harm's way when we go through depression and emotion. A lot of men probably don't think about it, but we go through a lot of fight and flight moments. We put ourselves in very hostile environments that are probably unsafe, but we're not really thinking about it at the time because y'all probably hear a lot of people say it now, man, when I think Cam Newton talked about it on his last show when his grandmother died and he was driving home and got into an accident. And he said he told his family he didn't care what happened or what was the outcome. And I think I lived over a decade in that same manner. Like I lived life literally just living. Like if I didn't make it, it was okay. Like, you know what I mean? So for those who do know me, they know like how close my relationship was with my mother. So like that was the first thing I heard. What was your first thoughts when you first heard those words?
Man, it's for me when I first heard it, I could feel like the word when you listen to the lyrics, right? You can just feel how sad he once was, like, and how he's trying to pull himself out of this situation, and how and some of the things that he said about, it's like it's almost like repetition when you see your father doing certain things and then you end up just like him, and just that family curse, I
Yeah.
guess you could say. And then him talking about, you can't hide yourself, and he doesn't expect other people to understand, like, you can't, that goes into the empathy, right? Like you can empathize with people but never have experienced it, right?
Mhm.
So that goes to like the whole Charlie Kirk thing where people were saying no, he didn't have empathy. Like people don't understand the difference between the two. Like you can have empathy for people and not ever have never experienced something that they have gone through,
Very true.
but so it's totally different when you have gone through it and you've lived it, then that's a whole nother word, right? So yeah, this song, and it obviously it comes from a male perspective, right? Like saying that you don't know what it feels like to be a man and how to confide into someone is hard. It's I feel that even dealing with men in general, you guys are so hard to break. Like, it's like just even trying to get y'all to understand, all I need you to do is say I'm sorry. It's like sometimes y'all can't even do that. So I know it's gotta be hard
Yeah.
to I mean, I know this is not a relationship
Oh no,
channel,
you're
but just saying, like, it's got to be hard to be able to express how you feel when you're going through something that is so personal, like your mental health, and
Mhm.
expressing what's going on in your behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt like this, it definitely felt like a confession, like he was like trying to tell people what's going on in his life, and how hard it was for him to even come out and say it. It's sad. It was kind of sad. It almost made me want to cry.
Yeah. It's emotional. It's definitely
Yeah.
emotional. And that's a great segue. It says, what line or verse hits the hardest and why? Mine came when Dak's perspective said, he said, I wish I could cry, fall to my knees and scream, but I was taught that men don't do that. And
Mm,
and why that stood out the hardest to me is because shout out to my dad, Ted Sr. You know what I mean? Everybody who know my dad, Uncle Plug, everybody who has met my dad, cool dude, man. But my dad was a real man. Like I got to see a real man, like a great father. Like I tell people my whole life, I never seen my dad raise his voice. I never seen him curse. He never drank around us. He didn't smoke. We were like the Black
wow.
Brady Bunch. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's
My mom
wow.
was when their whole marriage, I never seen them disagree. I'm sure they did, y'all. I'm not blind to
Oh
the
yeah.
disagreement. But like in our home, it was like my dad was the man, my mom was the roles were very vivid. Like you can see the roles in the home. It wasn't so like, but I also appreciate my father because my father is the reason why I'm still here. Because a lot of times in the song he talked about generation curses, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah, he did.
also being a real man, keeping his emotions intact, allow me to understand that it's okay to have them, but not everybody needs to see them. And that's
True.
where I think the emotional intelligence comes in for men, right? We're starting to see a lot of the lack of that throughout society today. Is just the lack of emotional intelligence. So I thought that was a huge thing when he said that. Like, I wish I could cry, fall to my knees and scream, but I was taught that men don't do that. Like my dad used to punch us in the chest if we put our hands on our hips when we were tired.
Mm,
Boy, you get your hands off your hip, you ain't no girl. Like my dad was a man's man. Like
I
that.
love that. We need more. We need more of your daddy or
Hey, shout out Ted, man. He'll be
all
in
these
Chicago.
beta males out
Yeah,
here.
he'll be at the show. He'll be at the show in Chicago. He coming up. He flying up.
Oh
So like
man.
my dad was that type. I'm talking about literally. My dad would yell at me in front of everybody from the football stand. Boy, get your hands off your hip. I'm like, Daddy, like I'm tired, bro. Men don't put your head above your head. But yeah, like my dad didn't. My dad ain't play none of that stuff, boy. None of that. Don't sag around them. No nothing. Any line stood out to you in there?
Yeah. And this is one, this line that stood out to me is something that I think about a lot. And
Yeah,
because obviously, like you said earlier, this was for the men, right? But
yeah.
to break it down and kind of look at some of the lyrics that maybe can go both ways. Um, when he said they don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying, then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel like
Mhm.
so, I think, that could be universal, right? People don't give you your flowers until after you're gone a lot of times. And, I think about that often because, I people try to use it to hurt my feelings. This is one of the reasons why I don't tell a lot about myself because, I don't like to give people ammunition, but I don't have kids and that's by choice. I didn't have kids because I didn't want to be a baby mama, but that also puts me in a position where I don't have anyone to pass on, my legacy to as far as children are concerned. Obviously I have nieces and nephews and my
Mhm.
sisters, they did their fair share of replenishing the earth, which is another reason I don't have kids. But that line stuck out to me though. That you don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, because a lot of times people don't express how much they appreciate you or care about you, or and that's got to be heavy, right?
Oh yeah.
That's got to be super heavy to think about, like especially as a man, like men, I can look at it from my perspective, but how often do you tell a man, how much, you appreciate them and how much they're worth? Not.
Oh, they coming in to get married. Hey, he said, "I'll prove you, BB. Let's get married. Don't go play the case for the
He
last."
probably meant I love you, Mimi. Let's get married. Yeah, that's what he meant. I love you.
He said he playing that case right now. He playing
Oh
that
my
case right
God.
now.
Oh my
Let's get
God.
married. Tell him, hey, tell him, hey.
The internet always wins.
Always
But
undefeated.
it's got to be really hard for a man to, because a real man, like let's think about your father, right? Who worked hard and how hard is it to go through life and not to drop a curse word every now and then? You know what I'm saying? But to have a father like that, and I'm sure your mother gave him his praise, and I'm
Yeah.
sure y'all did too. But imagine being someone who doesn't get that. How heavy your load is, when no one tells you how important you are to them and how much you do for this family.
My dad, this is crazy. People don't even believe it. My dad never hugged us or told us he loved us until after my mother passed.
That's a different era.
That's great. Like it was really.
I've heard that. I've heard of men like that, and I'm grateful that I didn't have a man of a family, but he had girls. My dad he had no sons. Bless his heart.
It was
He
me,
had
my brother, and
all
two.
girls, 3
Yeah.
of them. So, you can't get away with that, because he definitely, we were all over him. Like he was the first love of my life, the first man that I ever truly loved, so he, taught me how to love. So I can't even imagine never being told by my father that he loved me. You know what I'm saying?
But we have these talks. It's crazy because like we have these talks now, but like,
Right.
but you understand it. Like, it was almost like he allowed my mother to be the nurturer while she was
Right.
here, and he didn't take on that role with his sons. He loved on my sisters now, y'all. But like for
Right.
us as boys, like for real, like to get a hug. My dad probably look at you like, boy, you like, but now, shoot, my dad pop up on me he'll pop up, come in town, like just
It's something about that age thing that
Yeah.
just makes you realize that you don't have as much time left to, to it goes both ways, I guess, you when it comes to like giving people their flowers,
Yeah.
maybe he didn't express that to you as much as a child, and now he looks at it like, you know what? I only have, this is how I think about life now as I get older. I think I say to myself, I have 20 summers left.
You say that?
Like in my mind, I don't say, oh, I have 20 years left in my life, and that means I have 365 days times 20. I think of summers, like those are my favorite times of the year, right? I have 20 summers left, only 20. When you think about, and I'm just saying that as a number, I'm just throwing it. Maybe I have 40, maybe I have 40. But as we get older, if you think about your father, I'm assuming he's probably in his 60s or 70s,
Yeah.
he probably, if he's lucky, will have, 10 more, and when you start counting down how many more chances you get to see your loved ones, and then those flowers you start thinking more about how, I need to tell people how much
Yeah.
I love them and how much they mean to me. And so because of that mindset that I have now as an adult, I tend to tell people when people are important to me, I don't want to wait until they have, 10 more summers left to tell them how important they are. I think that when we are praised for what we do well, the things we do good, that it just really makes us, better people. And in this, when it comes to this song, it just sounds like he probably, he probably had a father kind of, like yours. It sounds like his father probably had alcohol problems, and
Mhm.
he passed that along to him, and other, other issues. These generational curses are real, man. They really are.
Yeah.
But yeah, that song hits. That song hits
Y'all
deep.
make sure y'all check it out, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in too, and also everybody actually listening to the words of the songs that we're playing. That means a lot. Chanel said the part that stood out to her was when he said he would give his own son the same message. What's up,
Mm.
Rigid Vibrations in the building? What's up, my guy? He said, my era different. People used to turn cold when they hear "Stop Acting Like a Girl." The feelings is left there. Classic says, shout out to the OG. He'll be in Chi-Town.
Oh, he said he said he loved me.
Yeah, he loved me. He said, hey, I'll
Let's
let y'all
keep
talk
it.
about that backstage. Conversation said, absolutely, men don't get enough affirmations, appreciation, and acknowledgement. I tell every woman, every man is one compliment away from greatness.
It's true.
Uh, I really feel that. Chanel said, I can relate to that with both parents. Ooh.
Mm.
Mm. I don't know if I could have dealt with both of them now. I don't know. We'll have to see. We're gonna have some good conversations here, man. Sco said I have 4 daughters, 1 son. So I know what your dad went through having all.
Listen, he had a lot of love when it came to the girls. We were all, yeah, we
I
loved
tell
our
people
daddy.
most men who have a lot of girls, man, they
They
your dad
soft. They
no,
soft when it comes to them
your dad was
girls.
that guy though. Your dad was that guy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was a
Still
little
is.
he was
Still
a little
is.
Chico Jabbar, you know what I mean? Yeah, he
Still
was,
is.
yeah, I know. They said you had girls, Jen said I can't relate, me. I'm assuming she's talking about the summers left. Passport Skull said, why count down? Just wake up and keep pushing and keep waking up. Rain perfect in the chat here too. Y'all so stupid. So the next question, this is good conversation today. How does this song connect to your life, past or a present? I would say prior to receiving mental health, I always been a very like straightforward person, straight shooter. Um, but I also understand that manhood has a lot of different levels to it. And I would highly encourage men today to not allow men to tell you what a real man looks like.
Right.
Um, I just feel like you need to have some form of emotional intelligence for sure. You got to limit your crash outs, as they say today. Limit your crash outs, but also just understand what you want and also be okay with seeking help. That's something we normally don't talk about until Men's Mental Health Month, things of that nature. But it's
Mhm.
okay to seek help, man, because sometimes you need somebody to confide in. You need somebody to talk to. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That silence is not good. Isolation is not always good. She said,
No.
"Yes, ma'am. Let me grab her." Y'all so stupid. They talking about old boy. They want you, me. Uh,
Oh.
that he perfect in the chat. What were some things that connected with you with that song for your life, past or present?
Um. So I can relate in the sense that I used to be that way, in where I bottled things in. I didn't talk about my feelings. Like I said earlier, I was always, you know, um, the gifted, talented, fat kid. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, in school, like, and so I always acted like it didn't bother me that people picked on me about I'm tall as hell. I'm 5'9"
Okay,
tall for a woman.
woman,
Okay.
yeah,
That's not, the tallest woman in the world, but I am tall for a woman. Average height of a woman is not, damn near. My
was that
mama's 6 foot
okay.
tall. Yeah,
Oh,
my mom's 6 foot tall, and my dad's 5'8". That tells you what type of man he was. He was a handsome man, okay? He could get any woman he wanted. But anyway, so I'm tall, and so I was always big, and so I held that in, and that's why, and I think that's probably why my personality is the way it is. I'm very, you can't really hurt my feelings. You can say whatever you want to say. Call me big forehead, call me big back, whatever. Whatever. Y'all ain't seen me stand up. That's all I'm gonna say. I get taller when I sit down, but that's neither here nor there. I can relate to holding things in and having that pain, and then I've never really had any addictions. that I to speak of as far as like drug addictions, alcohol addictions, but I definitely had an addiction to food when I
Mhm.
was younger. I mean, I definitely was severely overweight, became an overweight adult, and I made life changes, did some major things to change that and lost over 100 pounds. And the same, and again, that goes back to, you know, not judging a book by its cover. And I can relate to a lot of people who have been through those types of things. And now I'm totally opposite than this type of
Mhm.
situation. I don't hold anything in. And that's one of the like I can't, like, I have like verbal diarrhea sometimes. Like I can't hold anything in. I say what I feel, and that's because I don't ever want to be misunderstood. I don't ever want anyone, like, if I'm not happy, I can't hide. Even it's all written all over my face. I'm just one of those people that can curse you out with just an eyebrow raise, you know what I'm saying? Type of deal. And I think transparency is something that I'm, pretty good at,
Yeah.
and so I can relate to it as a child, and generational curses that came through it as a child from my family. um I do have a temper. Like, my dad had a really bad temper.
Mhm.
We went through a horrible divorce. My parents divorced when I was younger, and my sister suffered because of it.
Yeah.
And so I think I can look at like their situations and things of that nature when it comes to them. And that made me who I am today, just one of those people that just try to keep fighting for them and my nieces and nephews. And so I can relate to it a little bit with the generational curses things and depression.
Mhm.
I definitely felt that as a child. But now, I mean, I think because of that, I'm a pretty well-rounded adult. I do pretty good for myself. And but this song really, it really does hit for men though. I mean, the lyrics it is 100% for men. um I don't want to feel like this as a woman. Like, I don't want to be the person who has to hold up the household. And
Mhm.
you know it has to be awful for a man to feel this way. Like, I feel really bad for him, but I'm glad he came out of that. Like,
Yes, he did.
yeah,
He did. Okay.
yeah. Isn't, what, same guy that did the song Tipsy?
Yes.
Everybody in the bargain tipsy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that song. Yeah, I thought it was. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that's my jam. He's kind of a country artist
A little
in a
bit.
lot of,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, he gives country.
It's so the last part it said, "What is the key takeaway or lesson you walked away with after reflecting on it?" For me, it was that masculinity is not absent from emotions.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things that you're going to go through emotions that doesn't take away from your masculinity, but it also says that you need to find somewhere to put that emotion. Like for me, it's running. I'm huge into the running world. I started that really big in like 2020 when COVID hit, when they closed everything down. Started running marathons. Started doing did a ultra, did a 50 miler. Just finished Disney a few weeks ago, half marathon. So like I got real big into
Wow.
running, and running became my therapy. Like there were days that I would just cry doing my runs because things
Mm.
bring up certain memories, or just like I think I told you guys last week, seeing Cardinals doing my run all the time, like knowing that the person that I lost was always present. And
Mm.
it's crazy. Like so like I had some very outer body experiences running. Like, and I ran for like 2 years by myself. Like before I started getting with running groups and people and stuff, I used to just go out to places and run and run and run. So I would say definitely this song, definitely the key takeaway is that masculinity is not absent from emotions. Just learn how to put them somewhere where you can utilize it in as energy. Shout out, he said, I love a wild woman. Well, y'all coming from me tonight. I love a wild woman with a temper. Let's turn on the temperature. What's
I
up?
got one. I tell you, I got a temper now, but I reel it in sometimes unless shampoo is in my face. That's all.
Gwendolyn, what's up, Gwen? Gwen, part of the
Hey,
fam. She said,
Gwen.
All right, Mimi. I love it. I love it. Can I ask you a question though, Mimi? And you don't have to
Sure.
answer if you don't want to.
No, sure.
What role did your dad play when you was a little girl going through those emotions? Like, did he know? Was like
So my father is a typical Puerto Rican man. Okay. And so he's very like I've seen my father cry once in my life. Once. And it was a horrible situation, too deep to even grow into here. When it was with when something happened to one of my sisters. But he was very masculine. Had a Napoleon complex because he was shorter, a shorter guy, but he was in the military, so I grew up in the military lifestyle, lived overseas. I didn't move to the States until I was 11 years old, so and been here ever since. But so very structured life. So my father, he didn't really know how to handle that. He didn't. My mother was the nurturer. My mother was the one, he had a very bad temper. I got it from him. So he didn't deal well with us when we cried or when we were emotional. He was one of those people. I don't want to see you cry.
that's how I was with
Don't
my daughter.
I go to your mother. You know what I'm saying? If you want to cry, go cry over there. Like he was very much children should be seen, not heard. I mean, I loved him very much, and he was a very amazing father. I mean, he did everything he had to do as a man, but he was not the one when he couldn't stand to see his girls cry. I mean, so when it came to emotional stuff, no, I definitely would have to. My mom dealt with those types of things. So but again, my father and your father, we're about this, you and I are about the same age. I'm a few years older than you, but I'll assume your father and my father are similar in age.
Yeah.
So, that male role of those that genre of men is totally different. It's totally different than the beta male fathers we have coming up today. I mean, I don't even know how you raise kids today, to be honest. But those men, you got to respect them. You got to respect. I mean, they built children like us.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. I'm like, whatever their flaws were, or whatever it is that they didn't do, and I'll say us, like I would say that you and I are probably halfway decent people. They didn't create kids that are sitting in a jail cell, or and things happen even to people who were great fathers, with their kids. But generally speaking, I mean, he did all right. He did all right with me. He put out a pretty decent human being. So, I can't be mad at that.
You
But
you remind me a lot of my daughter, which is so crazy. That's crazy to say because the age difference is huge. But my daughter's 21, but like if you ever met her, people think like you'll think she's older because like she grew up in the military. I retired. And I remember and when my daughter got older, she used to always start to talk to me about the things how I was to her as she was younger. Like my daughter was the type of kid that she was afraid to make mistakes because dad would just get frustrated. Like because I came from the military where everything was so structured that I didn't understand why a kid would drop a plate. Like to me, things didn't make sense. It was just weird. Like you don't know how to fold that. Like you really don't know how to do that. So my daughter said like when she was growing up, she's like, Dad, it felt like I had to like walk on eggshells. Not that you were mean to me, but your expectation of me was so high.
Yeah.
So I think it's very unique. Like we super close with great friends, man. Like real, we get along great. That's like my little mini me. But it's like it's funny when you grow up and they get to tell you about like the things that they experience. And I think it's just a military thing. I think
it's military, 100%.
I think you experience a man who understands what striving for perfection looks like. So then you try to bring that into your household. Before we get to Mimi's moment, Rigid Vibration said, reflecting, we all have feelings, but just accept that you're a man. Males don't have feelings. Maybe the next few eras will be vocal.
I hate that. You know,
Mm.
I hate that men aren't
He said he'll tell his son the same thing because it's a cold.
allowed to have feelings. You know what I mean? Like, mm.
Oh, Mimi is a whirlwind. Don't stand in her path. That's why y'all laughing, Mimi laughing, but that's why I'm bringing Mimi up here on Wednesdays, y'all. So y'all don't know. The first time we met Mimi crashed out on everybody in our chat,
I
including,
did.
including us
Mhm.
that was on the pedal.
Yep.
But you know what? I seen something
But it
different.
was with love.
It
It was
was,
with
it was,
love, and
it
it
was.
was just how I felt.
Yeah, but but later on in the chat, she started joking, and you get to see her personality and like. But I always tell people, you never get to know a person if you don't know what their passions are. You know, because it's easy. A lot of people get lost in these panels, man. Y'all get lost in somebody giving their opinion or cussing people out, like. But if you ever get to know people, man, a lot of these people are just really cool, down to earth people,
Is
man.
that
Like,
Tez? Oop, Ted.
oh, yeah. That's who she
I was
with
up
at.
all over
Yeah,
Tez.
yeah, she went at Ted. Ted said, "What's good?"
I'm gonna get
What's
on
the
him too when I
Discord?
see him
You need
for
to join
real.
our Discord too, Mimi. You need to join our
Okay,
Discord.
for sure, for sure.
Sco said, "I always tell my son, boys don't cry. Crying is for girls."
You know what? Let me tell you how I feel. I'm glad he said that. Let me tell you how I feel about that. I can agree
And disagree.
to I can agree and I disagree. Like I feel like, for instance, let's just say it's a kid, like a 9-10 year old boy that's playing basketball or football and he loses a game.
Yeah,
You better not cry because you lost a game. Suck it up and do better later. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something as stupid as that, like, no, we don't cry over spilled milk, right?
yeah,
But if it's something that is a true emotion, for instance, like they have a dog that dies, or a family member that's sick, or something that you can expect emotion over, right? I feel like those types of things are allowed. However, you try to teach your sons to hold it together, like hold it together. And then when we get home, you can scream, you can cry, you can do whatever it is. And that comes from my father, and I honestly feel like that's where you go and you hold your children and you pull them into a room and you cry with them. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having emotions. I think that having stupid emotions, like wanting to crash out and fight somebody because they called you a name or something like that, those type of emotions are not allowed either. You know what
yeah.
I mean? I feel like we have to learn to control our emotions, and crying is also one of those emotions. But there's absolutely instances where men should be allowed to have emotions. Crying, especially one of those type of like, I like, don't cry over a girl. I mean,
It's
go
coming
cry to
from
your
the
mom.
woman,
Go
man. It's
cry to
coming.
your mom about that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, go. Your mom can explain to you why you shouldn't cry over that girl. Okay, because there will be more girls. That type of deal. But I don't know. I think that it's when it comes to emotions with men, like crying, that exact emotion. I
Mhm.
think it's one of those things I can agree but not agree. Like, I hate when people tell a boy, boys don't cry. Boys do cry. Boys absolutely do cry. There's a time and a place, and there's certain things that you can cry over, and some things that you absolutely cannot cry over. So having that balance, I think balance is important, you know. Yeah,
Classy
don't
said,
cry on
"Well,
don't cry on the internet.
big facts." Classy said, "Whether my son grow up too tough and learn softness, then to grow up soft and learn to be tough. The road of soft
Yeah.
is too tough is horrible." That is true.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
True. I
Right.
tell parents too, like just coming from the mental health world, even though you might think your child is young, have the full blown conversation with them.
Mhm.
Don't
Give
take
it to 'em straight.
don't take their age for like ignorance. Like that 6-year-old boy can understand. Hey, you tell him, hey, son, you don't need to cry in this moment. Are you hurt? Is anything broken? I understand it might hurt, but let's not cry. Like, and then
Right.
explain it to it, elaborate why. Like, and
Right.
and like those are type of things that we really need to do as men is to really
Right.
give the full story. Don't just say a statement and stop it right there, because society is so different now. Y'all got to think about it.
Mhm.
We were raised when there was no internet and
Yeah.
things of that nature. You
Thank God.
you can't tell your son that now and he go research something and go down a rabbit hole and it'd be a whole nother thing. Roxy
Yeah.
said the environment is important when you cry. Have a safe space too. That's true.
Right. And I also think that, having two parents in a home matters too, because when you have boys that are being raised by women, they're automatically going to be emotional. That's just there. I mean, it's a woman's nature. I don't care. As hard as an exterior as I have, baby, I will cry
What?
at the drop of a hat. I
What?
almost cried listening to
Not
this
Mimi.
song.
Not Mimi,
I almost
y'all.
cried. I dropped
Not
a tear. I
Mimi.
was like, oh my
Not
God.
Mimi. No, she don't cry, y'all. She don't
No,
cry.
I definitely cry. I cry. I'm a big ass crybaby. I am a Leo Cancer cusp. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna have
My
to look
birthday
that
is
up. What?
July 23rd. Cancers are whiny crybabies, okay? And
Mm.
Leos are tough, rah rah. And I was born on the 23rd of July, which depending on which horoscope you look at, I'm either a Cancer or a Leo, right? So
Man, look at this, man. Money in the bank. Mimi bringing the money in the bank. Let's get it.
oh, thank you.
We got Quentin over here, man. Shout out to Quentin, man. Quentin
Quentin.
over in the bank. He said, I think you fine AF. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Okay. Shout out to OKC over there. Big Quinn. My boy said balance keeps us grounded and level. That's true. That's facts.
I agree.
That's facts, man. I appreciate it, man. Mimi bringing the whole camp over, man.
They're
Chanel.
my people.
Chanel says Sag and Cap here. So
See?
Sagittarius and Capricorn.
And that's when you write. They call us cusp. Like I'm like Cancer, Moon, Sun rising, Leo. I don't know. It's like right there on the border, right?
He said everybody watch the show.
Everybody watches
Everybody
you,
watch the
Q.
show, Q. Everybody watch the show, man. He said,
All right.
laugh it out loud. Everybody watch the show, man.
Come on now. But no, I'm definitely a crybaby. I'm one of those people that when I'm getting handcuffs put on me, I'm crying the whole time. No, I'm just kidding.
He said,
I've only
Mimi,
been to jail once.
he said, Mimi, no one is more emotional than Tyrese. He shared
Yes,
more.
he got to be a Cancer. He has got to be a Cancer. I'm telling you, he's a crybaby. Them Cancers be blubbering.
So,
Yeah.
guys, we made it to the segment.
And I got a song for
Mimi
you.
Music moment.
Okay.
This song is going to be picked by Mimi, and I think she was kind of pushed in a certain direction. What were you going to give us first, though? What was you going to give us first?
Well, the other song.
Open up that song for next show.
Okay.
Or did you want to use that?
That's the thing. I
You're
think
supposed to have a special guest, so you never know. He might bring something.
We need to talk about next week's segment because I think I don't always want to do like older songs, like because you didn't do an older song, right? So it doesn't have to always be it's life soundtrack. It's songs that we relate to, songs that we love, right? So so the other song that I was going to do was Aretha Franklin's "Say a Little Prayer."
Okay, we'll open up tomorrow.
Every time I hear that song, like I love that song. Have you heard it?
Oh yes.
Okay, all right.
Anything Aretha, definitely.
Of course, Aretha, right? But I said, you know what? I know everybody's heard that song. Let me do something a little more obscure. Okay, so we don't have to open with that song. I actually think that this song that I'm about to tell you to play is a great song for what's going on at the moment, okay? Because this song, now Michael McDonald himself, he has solo albums that he put out.
Okay.
But most of them are like Motown songs that he remade and things like that. He has some solo albums that have songs that you probably never heard. So where I'm going to take it is the Doobie Brothers. And the very first song that Michael McDonald was the lead vocalist, he actually had the biggest spotlight. So when you hear this song, you're going to hear Michael singing the whole time.
Okay.
And he actually wrote this song, okay, sang lead on this song, and is basically the poster child for the Doobie Brothers in this song. Okay. So that song is What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers. So you
Okay.
can pull that up. Okay.
All right.
I love this song. There's several others I could have pulled out of the crates, but we're gonna start with this one. And you tell me when you close your eyes and you listen to this man sing, you tell me what you hear. Do you hear a white man or a soulful black man?
All right. Y'all ready? This is Mimi's music moment. We got the Doobie Brothers. Here we go with What a Fool Believes.
2, 1, 2, 3.
She came from somewhere back in the long ago. The son of a fool now, she trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created. Once in her life, he busters a smile for his nostalgic tale. Never coming near what they wanted to say, only to realize it never really was. She had a place in his life. He never made her think twice. As she rises to her apology, anybody else would surely know. He's watching her go. But what a fool believes. He sees the wise man has the power
That shit is crazy, boy.
what she to be is always better than nothing. And nothing at all. Keep sending him somewhere back in the long ago, where he can still believe there's a place in her life. Someday, somewhere, she will return. She had a place in his life. He never made her think twice. As she rises to her apology, anybody else surely know. He's watching her go. But what a fool believes. He sees the wise man has the power to reason away. Love can come and love can go. Why can't love return on to reason away? Oh Lord, I believe she's never gone away. Oh Lord, to reason away. I believe she's never gone away. Oh Lord, who's got the power? Nothing at all. No, no.
Listen, and the breakdown of those lyrics. First of all, shout outs to the 70s. Did you see that hair in the
Yes.
did you hear that? That is literally a
Q said he
100% band right there. They don't make music like this no more. Now
Why
this was
we don't hear stories about bands like because you know how like we break out a lot of like other bands. We get to hear like movies made about them later in life to kind of educate people. But why do you think we don't get these type of things?
I don't know, but I can tell you the story. I mean, I could do it. We can start doing that, like breaking down these bands, like and then like, did you hear his voice? This man's voice, right?
Because I said I was dead when that came.
This man's voice, and that was the live version, right? So
Yeah.
that if you heard the record version and everything, it's a little bit clearer and crisper, but his voice, and then they had a whole black guy in the band. That man, everybody just knew that Michael McDonald was a smooth singing soul. So like the soul in his voice is just
Do you
amazing.
know anything about him, like where he's originally from, things
I
of that?
don't, I don't know where they're from. I just know that I mean when he came out with his solo albums, did a lot of, he loved Motown. One of his classic albums that he did was a Motown remake album where he did all Motown songs. And that was the one that was featured on the 30-year-old virgin
Okay.
40-year-old virgin, whatever that, I can't remember. That whole scene was classic too.
You
If you
find
ever
out.
seen
Let's
that
see where he came. He might. Oh, this speaks a lot. He's from St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
What, in
I think the
19
whole band is, from that
Yeah,
time.
he said they later moved to California, and that's where his career started with the Doobie Brothers.
They are classic. I mean, there's other songs, Taking It to the Streets. That one was my second runner up for what I would have played tonight had you play tonight. But that one was so much of a like it's Taking It to the Streets, so it's like a protest song, back during the war and everything that was going on at the time. But they are amazing. They're an amazing group, but he was the standout singer. Obviously, you can see everybody else was kind of in the band,
Yeah.
right? And so their music, I grew up listening to that. I mean, that was our Saturday cleanup music because it's so groovy. It's just,
Very good song.
yeah.
So
Where Mimi at? I need to pull up.
we need 200 new followers.
Q doesn't watch. Apparently, he doesn't watch Monday night, Room 9. I'm on Room 9 on Monday nights.
He said, "Let's not stalk Mimi, guys." She's in her skin when she hops out.
You high.
Hey, no, that's what we go for, man. We appreciate everybody who came through, man. We appreciate everybody
Yeah.
who came through. Once Mimi get me on her right phone out of the 300, we're gonna bring y'all a very
You
good
just
show.
gotta text me more than once. If I don't answer you right back, it's because
Hey, I know you're a business lady, man. I get it. I get it.
Gosh, it's crazy, but yeah.
So
I'm
hopefully
sorry.
we have Slimmy on next week. That'll be super.
Yeah,
dope.
that'll be cool. I'm gonna holler at him. I'm
Yeah,
gonna holler at him for
dope.
real.
And then if we do get Slimmy on, we just need to get his songs ahead of time so I can have everything ready. I think that'll be a super dope show.
Yeah, for
Shout
real.
out to Q and Slimmy for the super chats, man. We appreciate y'all.
Yes.
For
Thank
putting
y'all for coming
something where it
by.
ain't. But a great show. You got anything you want to leave them with tonight before we let them go?
I just want to leave y'all with, keep listening to music, man. Don't get drowned out by all this stuff that's going on in the world right now. It's crazy to have you all, like, I got into that kind of rut. I realized the other day before we started doing this show that I was like, man, only time I really listen to music is when I'm on my motorcycle. And that's not me. Like, I usually have music playing, but I've been so engulfed in, the YouTube drama and then the world drama and politics. And it's like, you know what? Take a minute, put on your favorite song and just chill and just vibe. And, don't let the shit that's going on in this world right now just make you forget, that you really need peace. Give yourself a little bit of time to reset, relax, have some peace, and look at my advice to you guys. Do a little homework. Go listen to some Christopher Cross, okay?
I
Go
am.
listen to some Doobie Brothers and Michael McDonald. That is your homework for the week, okay? And then next week, I want you to tell me which songs you listen to and which ones you like the most because I got a list, okay? I got a list. So
Are you musicians? She is.
I
Mimi is. Shout
I
out to you. Mimi is.
I play several instruments. I've written a few things and I have lent my vocals on quite a few songs before. So yeah, I have, have a little
Yeah.
music
So,
history.
and hopefully we can get that on here. Hopefully, I told her, I'm her conduit. I'm here. It's for people to see me, like not me. Monday night me.
Monday night Mimi is fight night Mimi. Okay, I be having my
But
this is my peaceful place.
Yeah, Sco said I listen to my favorite song 10 times a day. None other but my brother B Class. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Listen, I heard some of his music. It's that he plays on the lives. They sound really good. Yeah.
Chanel said noted, will do.
Yeah.
You want to vote on it right now, Mimi? Or we gonna bring a theme next week? Or we gonna
let's ask the chat. I mean, what do y'all think? Do you think we should do a theme? Do you think we should like for instance, an example, like should we bring something that's hip hop that has or something that's like we did tonight, a little yacht rock? Should we do something that's more jazz? I mean, my crates are so deep. I mean, I can do classical music with no lyrics in it, and I can tell you a whole story how it makes me feel, and they ain't gotta have a single word in it. I'm a classically trained musician, so when it comes to how I learned how to play piano and it was all classical music, Mozart, Bach, and things of that nature. So it can go in. We can do genres of years, early 2000s, 90s, R&B, hip hop, metallic, metal, grunge, anything.
Yeah, put a vote in there. She said, "Thanks, Mimi. Music can heal. Thanks for taking us back down memory lane and chill. Appreciate you, souls. You was all right. Mimi is hard. Yeah, she is. That's what she here for. That's what I told her already.
Oh, thank you.
Sco said, "Cause them hard times could have killed me. Why you ain't say nothing?" Oh, he talking about classic lines. House party hits.
Ooh.
Okay, golden era.
Ooh.
Every week switch, just an idea.
I'm down for that. I'm down.
With y'all, but we want to make sure what y'all
we want to keep y'all entertained for sure.
Clean
summer road trip hits. Okay. Early 2000s.
Early 2000s got 3 votes now. 3 votes.
Okay. So we going early 2000s any genre because early 2000 the 2000s had some bangers from R&B to hip hop to we got a lot of early 2000s is saying a lot. That's a deep.
I'm thinking
now if we could do a whole night on R. Kelly, but
let's do it. You want to do that?
I mean, we can. Listen, I got R. Kelly, man.
Hey, y'all, that's early 2000s. Y'all down? Y'all down?
R. Kelly, we gonna make some people mad, but you know what? I can separate the man from the music.
Yeah, we can.
I personally can separate the man from the music. So
she said, "Wait, where are those other people with the comments?" Yes. Okay. R. Kelly, early 2000. Okay.
You want to do an R. Kelly night next week?
Hey, that thumbnail finna be hot. Y'all finna,
you gonna have the trolls coming out and we're like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
We're listening to music. We vibing.
You know what I mean?
All right. All right. Listen, you got a lot of music to dig through to find your favorite. We only picking one. It's gonna be hard to pick one.
Make sure you hit up Slimmy. Hit up Slimmy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We'll have 3 songs for y'all if Slimmy come up. There are 3 R. Kelly songs. Yeah.
You want to pick 3?
Yeah, we all get one. Me, you, and Slimmy.
Me. Okay, I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna see what he's saying.
I think he'll come up, man.
Roxy
said yes. She said we like everybody like
R. Kelly, not Robert. No, Kells is 100% a musical genius. I mean, for real. Can't deny that.
Y'all free Kells. Anyway, but we're gonna play. Yeah, okay.
R. Kelly next week.
This gonna get spicy. This gonna get spicy. This gonna get spicy. Hey, we might not even need the 4 questions. We might just be able to just
And then when you start breaking down the lyrics, we
Yeah.
might have to put a disclaimer on it.
You know, I
This
got- I
is
got
not
one
made
already
for
up.
kids.
I already got one AI. I'll speak it for us. I got you. Don't even worry about it. Like I said, this episode about to get freaky.
Yeah. Okay. All right. R. Kelly it
Okay.
is.
R. Kelly it is, y'all. Y'all will see next Wednesday.
We're gonna break it down.
Mimi, we speaking into existence. We're gonna have a special guest in Slimmy.
We
We're gonna be
I'm gonna
breaking
get Slimmy to
down
do it.
the Kells, man. R. Kells next Wednesday, man. Here at Life Soundtrack. We appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. We really, really appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thank you for everybody who stayed on, even when YouTube knocked us off for the copyright. Appreciate y'all staying in there and coming right back in. So yeah.
Y'all. Thank y'all so much.
We are on Souls the Thought channel. Okay, yeah. Souls the Thought channel. She said one thing I wish makes a girl cry. Oh, okay. Okay. We might open up the show with that then, Miss Elise. We'll open up the show with it. I got you.
Not Big Back Mimi. That's me. Here she is. Y'all, first of all, I do not have a big back. I don't know what y'all talking about. My back is flat.
They said, "Oh, okay, I was lost." Yeah, they knocked us off of one, but it was
they did for a second. You know, when you play, you can't play around with Prince.
Yeah. So we appreciate everybody, man. I thank you for your time, Mimi, as always. I know you're a busy lady. But yeah, let's go ahead and line that up with Slimmy for next week. We speaking into existence, y'all. We will have
Slimmy in. Yeah, we're gonna talk to him.
Slimmy on deck. Our guy from the OHIO. But we appreciate everybody, man. Again, make sure y'all tune in every Wednesday, 8:30 for Souls and Mimi at the Life Soundtrack. We appreciate you guys. We out. What's good, my Souls of Thought family? It's your boy Norris, and I want to tell you before you leave this video today, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you haven't already, make sure you leave a comment, hit the like button, share this content, and make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. And as I leave every video, God loves you, which is most importantly. I love you. You're beautiful, and your boy's out. Let go.